What a great time in the city of Five Nations. It's a beautiful day outside, and I have two beautiful people with us. One of them I've known for a long time, and that is Anice Young. And today we get to talk with Anice and her youngest daughter, Gigi. Let's bring Gigi Frazier and Anice Young.
How y'all doing?
Hey, hi.
Hi, girls. Good. Thank you so much for pulling over, stopping, and
All
doing
right.
this with us. What a
Yeah, no
great
problem.
thing it
No
is.
problem.
Well, Anise, you and I go back literally
Yes.
decades. I love you so
Praise
much.
God.
You're one of my favorite people. And I so much wanted to bring you on. And when I thought about this, I had to bring on somebody I didn't know quite as well, and that's Gigi,
Yes.
who I've spent a little bit of time with, but I can't wait to get to know more about you, Gigi.
Thank you.
So, first off, rather than me describing you two, let's have you two describe each other. Hey, mom, describe for us your daughter.
Well, she's the youngest of seven of my. I had seven children. She's my youngest. She is 22. She's a May baby, so she's already excited about next month. She'll be 23. Yay! But anyway, she's a go getter. She lives in Norman and she works hard. Uh, Ready to go back to school. I'm ready. I'm ready for her to get back in college. She had a 4.0, and I was really proud of her. So it's just cost of living is high, but she's one of those that don't give up. I keep telling her, you can come back home whenever you get ready, but no, mama, I'm independent. So I'm very proud. So she's my fourth child of the Fraziers. So I got all of them. I'm really excited. They are very, uh, they don't give up. And Gary tells her that all the time. If you try to get a man in your life, you better work three jobs, or he's no good. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, Gigi, I've always heard wonderful things about you. In the time that I've seen you, you've always had that spark in your eye, that sparkle in your eye that is so precious. And
Thank you.
to hear that you have a 4.0 is exactly what I would expect from you. And I want you to know that we are so proud of you. We are
Thank you
so
so
proud
much.
of you as a community, and to know that you're up at OU just kicking butt. That is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Now, what happens though is, we do this in our house, and it's called going around the circle. And sometimes it's easy for the parents to do the descriptions,
Oh
but it gets
wow.
a little bit harder when the kids have to do descriptions.
No, I'm
Tell
ready.
us.
Yeah, I'm
All
ready.
right, tell us about your mama.
Oh wow.
My mother is, I would say my mother is caring. Very
Wow.
caring, very loving. Um, take in, she's a take in type of person. Take in those who are in need, helps those who are in need. Um, she's my favorite person.
Wow.
That's how I would
Made me
explain it.
cry.
My favorite person. Because when you don't know who got your back, you know your mother has your back and will fight any battle for you. You won't have to fight it alone. Even though God is there with you, your mother is always going to be by your side. So, through everything I've been through, plus my accomplishments, sorrows, any of that, I can count on my mama. So,
Wow.
that's my description.
To God be the glory.
That's my description.
Anise, isn't
Yeah.
that such a gift? I have
Yeah, it
chills
is. Yeah,
to
yeah,
hear
yeah.
your child say such wonderful things.
That's awesome. But God, if it wasn't for God on my leading and directing me, He brought us a long way, and I thank Him every day. Yeah, I'm very
Well,
proud.
I'll tell you what, one of the most precious things that I've ever seen online was somebody just whipped out a phone when you two were singing together.
Oh
And
wow.
I'd love on this Sunday,
Oh
beautiful
wow.
Sunday, to see two beautiful spirits like your own to maybe sing us a song of faith. Could you guys
Okay.
sing us a song of faith?
Yeah, Gigi leads
Yes,
one. She's good.
there's a
So.
leak in this building. It's like our faith song.
All right.
Let me hear
So
it.
okay.
Okay, perfect.
Oh wow.
There's a leak in this old building, and my soul
Soul has got to move.
my
Soul got
soul,
to move.
my
Soul has got to my man. This building is holding land, and my soul has got to move. My soul has got to move. My soul has got to move. I said, this building is holding land, and my soul has got to move to a building not made by man. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so
Amen,
much. You
amen.
guys you are so talented. It's so easy to see. And you whip that out in
Wow.
beauty.
Thank you.
Hey, so Gigi, tell me,
Yes.
growing up, 6 siblings, you're the 7th, you're the baby. Did you know that I was the baby too in our family of
Uh-oh.
I
6?
didn't
I
know
was the
that.
baby.
I didn't know that.
So it's a little bit easier for us to talk because we were always like yelling, trying to make sure we were heard, right?
Yes.
Tell us, growing up in a big family like that, G, what are some of the things that you learned from being the youngest in such a large family?
Man, I would say so much. Not only having brothers, because I have a lot of brothers that are so headstrong and confident, and they have to go after every dream that they had, and they push so hard. And growing up, we had certain struggles, but we made sure we stuck together to like overcome everything. So growing up the youngest, it just taught you like throughout their mistakes, throughout their goals, it showed you how they got through them or how they achieved them. So it just taught me how to be a better person as I got older. And I would say it's more wise. No matter how young I was, I had a wise mindset because I was always around people who are older than me and going through older battles and stuff like that. So it makes you forget about your age and just think more maturely and focus on things that you need to focus on. Because I have brothers that taught me you got to go after anything you want to go after. I have a sister whose her mindset is in order to get it, you got to go for it. So growing up with that and having a mother that's so headstrong of focusing in on making sure we were all good, it just makes you like want to go so hard. So it worked out pretty well.
I love that. And something else that I found as the baby in the family is it just seemed like I had this umbrella of protection around
At all
me that was
times,
almost
yes.
unseen, but yet I knew it. So it helped build my confidence. Did you find that as well? That maybe you walk in a confidence that's kind of unique?
Oh yeah, I would say my mama tells me all the time that my confidence is a little bit very high, and that's like one of my traits that she loves about me because as a child, hers was different. And growing up, she's came more into herself. But from day one, I'm a Gemini, so I came out with that, and you know what I mean, having that type of mindset. Like, if I'm in a room, you gonna know I'm in here. So my brothers just helped it because I kind of have that attitude, like, can't nothing hurt me because y'all know what I got behind me. So it kind of messed up, kind of messed up. It helped
Oh,
me a lot.
I love that. And did you know my mama was born in May? My oldest son was born in May, and my
Wow.
oldest grandson was
Wow.
born in May.
See,
And
Wow. Y'all
the
amazed.
I,
best babies.
I'll tell you what, I love those May babies. They've
Yes,
treated me well.
Well,
yes.
they dad is a May baby, and then three of the children,
Yeah.
Gigi, Gentrell, and Gabrielle are all May babies. So wow.
Mm.
And then
I
Gary's right there,
love
March
that.
the 31st. So
We're all
yeah,
neck and neck.
yeah.
Neck and neck.
Well, our kids, we clumped like right around November, and then when Danny and I started having children, all of ours basically are clumped right around January. Like
Wow.
Elisha's New
Okay.
Year's Eve, then Fiona is the 7th, and Zedek's the 17th, and Cheris is the 19th.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
that's just kind of how it happens.
That's the way May is for, and none of them hit on their daddy's birthday. So I used to try to get one big cake, and he says no, they all special. So we had all these different leftover cakes. I was like, we're not gonna eat all this cake. Yeah. So, It was
I
awesome.
love it. Yeah.
But the
Oh,
main
I
thing
did
I
my best.
teach my children
Go
is
ahead.
always put God first, and you can't go wrong. And that has been a blessing. And they had that one saying about, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Well, I was always telling them, put God first, no matter what you do in your decisions. And Gary's successful businessman, and I'm proud of every one of them. Gentrell has been out to the Grand. He's a manager over the hotel, and it's just Gabriel works in Oklahoma City, and Chad works out there with me. But even with your downfall, when you fall, just get back up and shake the dust off of you and say, hey, you know, after you do all you can do, you just stand, but never give up. And that's just been a blessing for our family.
Well, Anice, more and more I've been hearing stories about grandparents being so important in the lives
Yeah.
of grandchildren. And
Yeah.
you as well, you are a grandmother and you have not given up really the mothering role within
No.
being a grandmother. And so
No.
tell us as well about your grandchildren that are so close to you.
Oh, wow. All of them are really close. I have a total of 15 grandchildren. But right now, I have three grandsons that I'm raising that are my daughter's children. And
Hmm.
they're a blessing. They keep me going. And at the age of 60, I'll be 61 in July. So I'm like, okay, they keep me young. Because the youngest is 7. So I said, okay, God, if this is, I never thought I would be raising grandchildren, but to God be the glory, and they teach me, they help me, for learning this new network stuff that, stuff I don't know, but I just praise God that I am here to be, it's a blessing.
They are a blessing. And Gigi, as you have now left town to go to school, how did this time of life, the whole COVID thing, how did it impact you or perhaps change your perspective as a young adult on some things that go on around you?
Well, first off, I'm not a homebody, so this has not been fun. So, my mama knows I'm not. I don't like staying in the house. I love adventure, go out and meet new people. So staying in the house for 2 months and all this time, and it's not it. Not having finding toilet paper at one spot is not fun. But I think as a young adult, it's teaching me the value of things, the value of home, like the comfort of being home. Sometimes you have to value that as an adult, and you got to take in the time you do have to be outside and explore, because you never know when it could be snatched, or we are on pause, or we can't be out and doing what we usually do. So it really shows you the value of everything that you get in your day-to-day life, even if it's just going to the store or sitting down with family at a restaurant, because as of now that's not an option. So you got to value it more. And so it's a drastic change, because of it doesn't have to do with age. It's really due to everyone. I feel like it affects everyone. But as a young adult at my age, and not so much just the partying, but seeing friends or being around loved ones, you're taking a risk. So I feel like it played a big, different role this year. 2020 has been a roller coaster for sure.
You know, Anise, I hear your daughter talking about value.
Yeah.
And as a grandparent, it takes us in our generation, mine and yours, it took us a long time maybe to decipher the word value and
That's
what
right.
really is valuable. And
Yes.
I'm wondering, as a grandmother, or from the perspective of a grandmother, do you think that that plays a role in how you being lead role in your grandchildren's life, how they become wiser, like Gigi, at a younger age, perhaps?
Yeah, because the matter of fact, it's kind of funny because last night the 7-year-old, his name is Ayan, he was talking to Gigi, and he said, she was like, "Do you want to come to Norman and stay here for a while since school is out?" And he said, "Yeah, but if you have a guy come over and try to talk to you, I got to talk to him and find out is he the one." And she said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "He can't just talk to you any kind of way." He said, "He's got to be a guy that said," he said, "I'm going to ask him questions." And she said, "What? What kind of questions you going to ask him?" And she said, "Well," he said, "I would ask him," and it was so funny. He said, "Well, if you was to get sick or somebody shoot you or something, you get hurt, how he would take care of you. I got to make sure he's gonna be the one that's gonna provide for you or take care of you. And we was like, what? So I don't know if that's because he's been around me and I'm older, and I'm teaching him, but he's already asking, questions you'd never see a 7-year-old ask. And she said, what did you say? He said, he got to be the right one. He just don't talk to anything. I said, oh my God.
Gigi, that is your 7-year-old nephew
Yeah.
taking care of you like that. You tell me, Gigi, is that pretty typical of what you have grown up with your brothers and now with your nephews?
Yes. I feel like I have so many fathers.
That's Tell about Gary at the school.
Yeah, that's been my life. As far as Gary's not even the oldest brother, but he acts as if he's the oldest brother.
That's
so
right.
I got him as a father. Gabrion is the quiet, but he cares so much. Like, and then Detrell is just the nosy. I gotta know what's going on, brother. But they all play like a fatherly role, and then not even to add my own father. It's like having so many dads. So whoever marries me, I'm a little nervous for them. Like they're gonna have to go through the ropes to get to the paradise. That's how it works. Yeah. So, but it's honestly a blessing because it helps me as a woman not fall into anything so quick, and I lead with a strong mind. As far as growing up with guys, it kind of makes you mentally prepared relationship-wise differently as a woman. So it makes me look at a lot of things men do or people do in general. I just don't allow myself to mess with people that don't have my well-being in mind. So growing up with brothers and protectors like that, it's easy for me to just be like, nah, I don't think we gotta be cool. Like it's very easy.
And my oldest daughter is 37. She'll be 38 in July, but she's had her struggle. But every time she talks to the kids and she talks to even Gigi and them, she's at her before she leave. Her last words is, "Remember, you're a queen and nothing less." She tells the boys, "Remember, you're a king and nothing less." And Ayan says that to her. He said, "I love you to heaven and back." And so it's always. That's the same thing. It's like I said, if I don't get anything into them, rooted and grounded into them about God, was that they would understand that if y'all put him first in your life, you just, on your decisions in life, even talking to somebody, even buying something, buying a home, everything, and it's worked out for me. And then I just see a generations coming down. So I'm proud of all of them.
As you should be. And of course, the lovely Aisha is the first Frazier that I actually met. And when I met her, what initially stood out was the strength in which she walked. She was 7th grade, maybe 8th grade, and she already was looking me, a grown man, in my eyes to make sure that I was talking the truth.
Yeah.
And that came directly from your eldest daughter. And then one that you didn't say, Gigi, as you were pointing out, was Chad, and he was one as well that I knew very young, and I could not believe it was him. About 8 years later, the first time that I heard him sing. He was actually the first Frazier that I ever heard sing, and I was like, oh my God. That young man could do whatever he wanted with that voice. I mean, you guys might have got some things from Chad as well.
Oh wow! Yeah,
that's his passion. He loves music. It's all that's really since we've been young. It's been our thing. Like it's been our passion because our mother wouldn't let us just give up a gift that God gives you. You take your gift and you embrace it. You love it. Like you gotta cherish what you get. Cause my brothers in sports. They're athletics, but I got 2 left feet. I'm very clumsy, so it wasn't for me. So music was definitely my passion, but we all genuinely could hold a note and sing together. So I think that was one thing we had that brought us together for sure. Like cookouts or anything, they knew like our family was the ones who was gonna sing. And at a point when we was young, we was like, we don't want to do this. But as the older we got, we realized that's like what holds us together. That's our connection the most is through music. Like we all are blessed, and the Lord helped us with that. So we cherish that. And our mother being our teacher, because I've never went through the whole lessons as a child and teaching like that. It was either the kitchen or the front room or the church. That's how you learn the ways. That's right. So it helped.
Well, and Chad had a couple of very talented children, if not more, himself.
Oh, yes,
Was it you, Gigi, or was it his daughter who was the valedictorian just a couple of years ago? Was that you, or was that?
It was his daughter. It was my niece, Julianne.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then also he had a very talented son. Still has a very talented son who I called football games for a long time. Right?
That's right. Yes, CJ. Yes. And he just had my first great grandchild, and he's in art.
Well,
yes, awesome.
Well, but know this: you were already great, Anice, even before that grandchild. So, if you guys wouldn't mind, can you think of a song that might be a favorite song for you two to sing together, and maybe bless us with another song on this Sunday?
Okay.
Yes.
Go.
I know I've been changed.
Okay. All right, Gigi's
We're gonna do I Know I've Been Changed. This is like usually Mama is leading stuff, but this
I'm using my daughter today. So
yes.
Come on.
Okay. I know I've been changed. You know that I know I've been changed. Good Lordy, I know I've been changed.
Oh Lord, the angels in heaven done serve my name.
I know I've been changed. You know that
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. You know the angels in heaven done sign my name.
I stepped in the water, and the water was cold.
Oh,
you know
the angels in heaven done sign my name.
You know he chilled my body.
Yes, he did,
but not my soul. You
know
Lord,
the angels in heaven done serve my
name.
Yes, he did, Lord. Hallelujah.
Oh, I've been changed. I've been changed. I love that. You guys sing so good that it makes me feel like if I sang along, it would still sound good.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, Gigi, thank you very much for coming into town and spending this time. I really, really love your family, and to know that you're that bookend. Oh, how beautiful it is to me just to be able to get to know you a little bit better. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was an honor. More time to
Anice?
Yes.
Grandmother, keep on going, girl.
I got to. As long as God say so.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your family.
All right. Stay safe. All
right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Wow. Another wonderful family right here in the city of Five Nations. How great it is to live where we're able to live, and how great it is to live wherever it is that you live. We want to encourage you to step out and get to know the people in your neck of the woods, like we try to do here in the city of Five Nations. And tomorrow, we're going to have another wonderful, wonderful time as we're going to transition a little bit differently as well, because I'm not going to lead it. We're going to have everybody's favorite, Tommy Smith, on tomorrow, the high school football commentator, Tommy Smith, the football state champion, Tommy Smith, the 4-time Shawnee High School class president, Tommy Smith, on to talk with the brand new head football coach, Jason Sexton, currently assistant coach, or I guess just most recently, an assistant coach at Muskogee, and before that, he was an assistant coach at Midwest City. So familiar with Central Oklahoma here, but not yet familiar with the City of Five Nations. But we think indoctrination with the one and the only Tommy Smith will be a fun way for all of us to get to know our new head football coach. And thank you very much. If you like what we're doing, please like it, please share it, please let people know, because we want to continue to introduce all the wonderful things, so many wonderful things. We could never introduce them all about our community, about your community, to everyone else within the community. It's a matter of just all of us coming together. And in the City of Five Nations, together, we know we build community one season at a time. Thank you very much for watching this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. See you later, everybody.